Long-time listener, first-time caller. Hi. So anyone who knows me knows that I was raised by a very large Irish Catholic family in New Jersey. Jersey? Nobody? Really? The other great thing about my family is that my two parents grew up on Avenue T in Brooklyn. Really? Avenue T in Brooklyn. So we were also pseudo-Italian, even though we were not Italian at all. They grew up Italian. So those two combinations mean that we took celebrations very seriously. Everything was a production, and all of these productions included 4 essential elements: drinking, food, dancing, drama. And so growing up, celebrations were amazing. My dad would do splits and pull himself up by the collar, and that was at his 70th birthday party, and he did that 3 times. My dad was the John Travolta character from Saturday Night Fever, but he got older, and he still could dance like that. So at my own wedding, people would bow to him. It was just amazing. So my 4 brothers, my sister and I were always raised, you dance hard, you party harder, and you talk about it all the next year. So when people had celebrations in their lives, we tried really hard to be there. It was really important. And so some of you may have remembered there was a Snowmageddon incident that happened in 2016. We got about, 30 inches here in New York. During that time, a friend of ours was having a 40th birthday party at the same time, and it was happening in Cleveland, Ohio, and she really wanted me to be there. But that would mean driving right before the storm hit and driving back while the storm was happening. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's your 40th birthday. Got to do it, sure. Hey, you know what I'll do? I'll bring a friend with me. So I brought Brian Tate. Anybody know Brian Tate? Yeah. So Brian Tate and I looked at each other like, we can do this, right? It won't be that bad, will it? No, let's do it. Let's do it. And our loved ones are like, what are you doing? That's a really bad idea. Don't go. It'll be fine, we said. It'll be great. If it's really bad, we'll stay over. No, we won't. We're still driving home. So he got the disco mix that we were going to listen to on the ride there. We partied in the car. We got ready for the party. The party happened on a Friday night. The storm was going to hit overnight that night. So we partied really hard. It was a wonderful party. It was a really great cake. We lived it up as if we knew probably we weren't going to make it back. You know, one of those parties where you're like, I don't know if we're going to make it, so let's really do this right. So we had a lot to drink, had a good time. And then we wake up the next morning, and Pittsburgh is like completely snowed in. There's like a blockage in a bridge, an overpass where a bus of kids are trapped that went on a trip, and now everyone's calling, you're not really coming home, right? You're going to stay over, right? You're not going to try to drive home today. Right? No, we're not going to try to drive home today. We're totally driving home today, right? We can do it. So we get ourselves ready. We're camped out at like a table at a restaurant. We're mapping it out. And the waitress says, who we've never met, will you call me when you get there? I just want to make sure you're going to get there. Here's my phone number. Please call me. We had that happen to us 3 times during our trip. So my husband, who loves me, called and said, this is the route. I've planned it out for you. You're going to go up over State College. You're going to stay there for an hour, and then you're going to follow the snowplows down. Don't question it. I want you alive. I'll see you later. So we did as he instructed, and it worked out great. So we got up to State College. We went to a house of someone that Brian knew that was out of town, crashed there for a minute, and we thought, we could do this. So we watched the snowplows. We followed them down, and it really didn't get too dicey until we hit the sign on 83 on 30 that said York, pointing this way. So we got off. We're white-knuckling it through the city. At one point, I see the director of the York Symphony, Lawrence Golan. He has a miner's helmet on, and he's walking through the cityscape, because there's no cars allowed, by the way. We totally are driving through the city in a time where it's banned. You can't be driving a car through the city streets, and here we go. And there's Lawrence Golan walking like, who are these knuckleheads, and why are they driving through the city right now? Because their concert got canceled. So I get Brian to his house. He steps out of the car, and Brian Tate's a tall guy. It's up here on him. At this point, we get his luggage out, and now it's just me. All I have to do is make it to East York by myself in this car. So I'm driving. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. The Blade Runner soundtrack is on, if you know that. It's just like white falling from the sky. And then I see a guy in the middle of the road right by the Lincoln Highway garage, and he's waving at me, and it looks like he's dragging a sled, and I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night. Why is he dragging a sled? He wasn't dragging a sled. He was dragging another man by his boot. I'm not really sure why he was dragging this man by his boot, and I was not going to stop to find out, even though he really wanted me to. So I just kept driving. I'm not stopping. Saw a whole bunch of cars pulled over, and everybody's wrecked, and I'm keep going. And then I get to my driveway, which is completely clean and plowed because my husband loves me, and I pull into the driveway and I say, this is why I love celebrations. Thank you.